everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Yachna Marwa. I'm a pattern designer and I have been creating patterns from last 14 years, and this is my first ever YouTube tutorial. So I recently took up a workshop on how to create Mughal borders on Procreate. So I thought it's a very good idea to film it for my first YouTube tutorial, and in this class we are going to do step-by-step tutorial, and all these borders, whatever we are going to create, it has been inspired from Mughal architecture, and I'm a huge fan of Mughal architecture. Before we start, I also have a request that if you want to get the similar color palette which I'm using, you can also check out the link below, and let's get this started. As you can see on my screen, there are multiple borders, and in this part 1 video we are going to draw the first border. First I'll tell you which size you have to take. So firstly you need to open Procreate. Here, this is the app. Once you open the Procreate, you will get a plus icon on the right side. So once you tap onto that, you are also going to take another plus icon here, which is right below that. So for the dimensions, I would prefer taking it in inches. So right now I am creating a vertical border, as you saw, and along with that I just want that the border should be seamless, so that when you have to repeat it, it's gonna be seamless. It shouldn't be a problem. Second thing I am concerned about is that, for example, about the sizes. So for example, I am taking inches here, not pixels, but usually I work around pixels, but this is a rectangle border, not a pattern. So that is the reason I have take a rectangle size, not the square. Of course, you can also create a border in square size, but I prefer when you're creating a vertical or horizontal, you can take up it in inches. It would be relatively easier, and I'll go here under inches and I'll go put the width, because we are doing a vertical border, so I'll put the width as 3 inches and height as 9 inches, because I am creating a size which is around 2.5 inches. So I'm just taking a little bit extra space on both the sides. Similarly, if you have to create a horizontal, then you will put width as 9 and the height as 3, and you're gonna put the DPI as 300, and that's it. These are the specifications. So DPI is important. Make sure, because the size is not that big, the border is going to be this much, right? So we need the resolution as 300, not lower than this, because if we zoom out or something, it gets pixelated. So make sure the DPI is 300, and then we go to color profile and we go to RGB mode, not the CMYK, and I'm just gonna choose display P3 or sRGB, whatever is convenient for you. And when I do that, I'll just create the canvas like this. So once I have something like this, now I will start to create the design. So as you saw the design, it is a diamond shaped border. So I am going to create first the markings for my diamond. Yeah. So first I will just put this, go to the action right next to the gallery, and I'll put canvas here. I also turn it on the drawing guide, and I'll go to edit drawing guide. Once I do that, I'll go to the 2D grid, and here under the grid size, you can just simply put the value in pixels 294. I think that's gonna be okay. So you can put the value by tapping onto it 294, or you can just change this into inches and put 1 inch. So that is also okay, right? So basically what I want from here is, I think better you put 294, and so the reason I want this to be like specifically this size is also because, for example, let me just show it to you. So right now it's 9 inches. I want that we should divide this into 2 halves. So basically 4.5 boxes on the top, 4.5 boxes on at the bottom. So that is the reason. Anyway, so I'm just gonna press done here. Once I do that, I am just gonna take any color and just gonna mark this center first for the diamond, like exactly the center, just marking it. You can take any color, any brush, doesn't matter. And then I'm just gonna mark 2 dots on the sides. Since we are creating a diamond, creating a little bit longer diamond, so I'm just gonna leave this part, and I'm just gonna put the dot here and here. You can see, so I've marked these by leaving the gaps on the vertical line. So once I do that, I'm just gonna start connecting them. But before I connect, so basically we have done the marking for the diamond here. So I'm just gonna go to edit drawing guide again under drawing guide, and then I'll go to symmetry and I'll go to quadrant symmetry, so that we have the symmetry guides on, so that whatever we do on one of the quadrant, it just reflects on the other. And then I hit the button done. So sometimes what happens is when I try to press done, the color goes on to white, so the lines are not visible. So make sure the slider is towards the left side, and then I press done. So you get something like this. I hope it is visible. I can even make the color a little bit darker for the grids so that it's visible. Anyway, and once I do that, I'm going to the technical pen, and I am going to take the color which is there on the palette as well. So I'm going to attach the palette, so maybe you can take up that color for your reference. So I'll just attach a small color palette and you can try. So now what I'll try to do is make sure on layer 1 there is assisted, and I'll start to draw. So I'll just start drawing from here to here. So first I'll just connect using the technical pen under inking this, and I'll try to connect these. So first step is just to draw the shape, whether it's a oval, diamond, OG, whatever it is. Yeah. The second one is that you try to create another set of dots like this on the vertical, and then you start creating the curves inside. So how do I start? So first you create a dot, then you create something like this, like a dome shape, followed by you try to create curves like this. And then once you are there on the horizontal line, you can simply again make the dome shape. Once you're done with this, you can even erase the center line, because this was just for our reference. So we have got something like this. So my brush size was 9% when I was doing my technical pen. Now I'll just make it a little bit smaller, 4%, and then I'll do another set of lines. So first you draw the diamond, and then you draw inwards one line. Then you again create a line parallel to the diamond like this. Here you can see another set of line here, and then again I'm going to create a dome shape followed by the curves. You can even start with the vertical line, not a problem, and then you create a dome shape again. So first we create the line, then we create the curves inside, then we create another line, and then we create the curves on the other side. And once you do that, I think the shape is okay. Now I'll start to color drop it. So maybe I'll just take a lighter color from the palette, and I'll just drag and drop the color inside on the same layer. So first we start with the lightest color, then I'll take up a little bit darker color, and then I'll drop it, drag and drop here. Then I will further take another color, medium pink, and then I'll drop it here. So I'm also leaving a little bit of white space in between so that it is not too much of pink. So yes, we are done with the shape and the details. So first we do the outline, then we do the color fill. Now that it's the time that we can start making a few more details on this. So I'm just gonna hold it for a longer time, this pink color, and on with the same technical pen on the same layer, I'm just gonna draw a few lines over here like this, so that it also comes on the other sides, so that it just looks a little bit more detailed, not flat completely. So now once you have drawn something like this, now it's the time to create the Buddha or the center flower, I would say. So I'm just gonna go to the layer panel, go to the plus icon here again. But before I start drawing, I will go to the edit drawing guide again and put it on vertical symmetry and press done. So this is how I do it. And once I'm done with that, I will further take maybe a different color. Like let's say I'll just take, just a minute, let's take a deep red color. And I would start to draw at the center with the technical pen. I'm on the layer 2, everyone, and I am going to apply drawing assist so that it's symmetrical on both the sides, it reflects. And now I'll just look at where is the center, approximate center, and then I'll just start to draw. So I'll first draw these two dots, and then I'll start to connect like this first, like an eye shape, followed by another set of line like this, petal basically, and then you can even try creating 2 more petals inside of this. You can even take a little lighter color, but I think that's not a problem because we are any which way is gonna shade this. So we are done with this center flower, and now I'm just gonna go to, on the same layer, a green color. Let's say I'll take a green color, and then I am going to create a center line like this, hold it for a longer time, it creates, and tap it so that it becomes straight like this, and then followed by, I'm just going to create few leaves. So first step of, so either you can create the leaves like this, else you can also create the leaves one curve, or like this, whatever is convenient for you. And maybe I'll just create another set like this. And once you do that, you can simply drag and drop like this. So we have got the red color, we have got the green color, we have got the puta ready with us. And now I'm just gonna put this layer on alpha lock. So tap onto the layer and there is an option called alpha lock, which is the 6th option. You can put it on alpha lock. And now I'm just gonna take like a deeper color with this. And I am going to go to drawing. Under drawing, I'll just take Finalizing brush here. So first, whatever color you have picked up for the Buddha, for the top part, you will take a darker color than that. And now I'll start to shade on the top like this, and even at the bottom. So I'll just take a darker color and try to shade like this. Similarly, I will take the darker green color, whatever color you picked up. For example, you picked up turquoise, so we'll take a deeper turquoise and try to paint this. So something like this. So we have done the shading here, and now I will take the white color from the bottom. So hold your finger like this until you see this ring. So once you select this white color, and I will again go back to the technical pen, and I'll start to draw the lines like this. So maybe a little bit deeper or darker, and followed by, if you want to define the petal, you can even define the petal like this, or maybe like this, and then maybe you can create further few more strokes. Similarly, I'm just going to create the strokes on the leaves as well, just to make a little bit of highlight to that, so that it looks nicer. So this is done. We are done with the Buddha. We are done with the diamond now. So now I will just merge these 2 layers like this. So we have got the flower diamond ready. So since we are making it seamless, that is the reason we did all those markings and everything. So now I'll just add a new layer above it, and then I am going to put the drawing assist again. And now I'll pick up the lighter color I have on my palette, and followed by, I'll just create a line using the monoline brush. So I'll just go to the calligraphy, and I'll just go to the monoline, and I'll pick up the monoline brush. My brush size here is 10 to 12%, and I'm just gonna create a line straight. So when you create a straight line, you can simply, first you create the line from edge to edge, and then you tap with your other finger so that it just becomes straight and parallel to the other lines like this. So once I'm done with that, maybe I will create another set of line. The reason we are using symmetry, so that it comes on both the side like properly without any problem of distance and the width length. So I'm just creating a straight line like this. So we have got 2 lines like this, and now I'm going to drag and drop like this. So I've created a border on both the side like a stripe. Now I'll start to create details on it. So for that, I am going to add a new layer, and I'm going to put the clipping mask on above this layer and put it on drawing assist again. So I am going to the Finalizing brush again, which I took under drawing, and then I am going to take this color from the outline. So you hold it on for 1 second, the ring will appear, you'll get this color, and then I'm picking up under drawing Finalizing brush. My properties from this brush is, you can also see on the screen, it's around 4% and opacity is 60%. And then I will start to create few diagonal lines. The only thing you have to be cautious is that you cannot cut this diagonal on this, because it is going to be seamless. So make sure when you're creating the diagonal, it should come only on this edge, not on the top. So first you create one stroke and just right next to it you create another stroke. So you create one stroke, leave a little bit of gap and start creating the strokes together. So basically we are creating these diagonals so that it just looks a lot more detailed. Here we go. And I keep creating the diagonals quickly. I'm not using the quadrant symmetry because if I use quadrant symmetry, the other half of the diagonals would be on the opposite sides. Again, when I reach the center, I'll have to be again cautious that nothing cuts. Yeah. So this is how it's gonna look like. So you can see that it looks a lot more detailed and I'm liking it. So what I'll do now is I will merge these two, layer 2 and 3 again by pinching like this. So once I'm done with this, I will go to the layer 1. So I'll just duplicate this, swipe and duplicate, and once you do that, you go to arrow. Make sure under snapping, the magnetic and snapping are on. So that is the reason you will only see this yellow line. If it is not on, you won't be able to see. So when you try to put it on the top, it is going to cut like this. So it is done. Similarly, I'll go put it on the other side. So I'll just simply swipe, duplicate, go to arrow, and again put it on the other side like this. Again, follow the yellow line again. So this is how it is done. So we are done with putting these two on the edge, and I'm hoping that this is seamless. And once I do that, you can even merge the layers, or it's okay even if you don't merge it. And now I will create few motif here on this part, so that because this is empty, so let's just create something over here. So I'm just adding a new layer. Put the quadrant symmetry again. So I'll just go to edit drawing guide, put the quadrant symmetry and press done. So once I do that, I will take up the green color from here. Let's take the green color and with the help of the quadrant symmetry. So if it doesn't turn up like this, the quadrant symmetry, tap on the layer and put it on drawing assist. Now I'll start putting a dot with the help of the technical pen again. So let's just take the technical pen and I'm just gonna create a dot like this, create a dome shape like this, and I'm gonna create the curves. Similarly, I'm just gonna create it on the other side too. So sometimes it doesn't come exactly, so I'll just have to do once or twice. So this is how it looks like. Once it is done like this, maybe you can just close this shape, because once you drag and drop, it is only going to come here. So once I do that, drag and drop, and maybe I'll just make the shape a little bit proper. So once I do that, you can even change the color after you have filled in. So maybe I'll just make it a little bit lighter like this. And once you're done with this, you can just take the white color from the base, and maybe on the same layer, you can just draw a simple flower, half flower like this, and fill it manually, because if you're going to use drag and drop, it won't possible because we are doing it on the same layer. And I'm simply gonna fill this up completely, and maybe I'll just make the edge a little bit proper. I'll take the pink color, just define the center, again half of it, and maybe I'll just take the darker pink color and draw the line like this. Here we go. So we are done with this part. You can even go with a different shape or different detail. And the last part which is left is, I take up a new layer above everything. I'll pick it up the rectangle tool from here, and I will go to basically right next to the arrow. There is a selection here. You can go to add rectangle and color fill here, and then I'm just going to create the rectangle like this. So maybe I'll just hold it for a longer time. I'll just create the rectangle by zooming out, and once I create this stripe like this, it just defines the whole shape. I will swipe, duplicate, go to arrow, put it on this side. I will merge these two. Then again swipe, duplicate, go to arrow and put it on this side. And once I do that, I'll see that okay, the shape is proper, so the border is ready. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also share your artworks on Lucky Day Designs. DM me. I have already attached the link in the bio. And if you are interested to learn some specific themes like Mughal, chins, tropical, botanical, I have so many courses available on my website learn.luckyray. You can check it out and get the course now. And I'll see you next week with a new tutorial. Thank you so much. Bye bye.